at a big picture level, yes, we strongly press for negotiations and discussions. My Prime Minister has had a recent conversation not just with President Zelensky, also with President Putin. This is not the first conversations he has had. They've been talking from time to time. I myself have spoken again to Foreign Ministers Lavrov and Kuleba. There has to be a return to dialogue and diplomacy. Now, since the conflict started in February, obviously the immediate pressures and anxieties have changed with the passage of time. In the initial weeks, a lot of that was centered for us around a very large number of Indian students that we had, more than 20,000 of them in Ukraine, and how to get them out of the conflict zone. And we did so, and we did so with also the support of all the neighbors of Ukraine. And that is also something which I would be expressing to the ministers of Czechia and Slovakia when I meet them. But what has happened now is at a big picture level, yes, we strongly press for negotiations and discussions. My Prime Minister has had a recent conversation not just with President Zelensky, also with President Putin. This is not the first conversations he has had. They've been talking from time to time. I myself have spoken again to Foreign Ministers Lavrov and Kuleba. Now, while the larger goal is being pressed, I think the Ukraine situation also produces specific problems which need priority addressing. One example of that was, the negotiations which preceded the Black Sea grain initiative. And at that time too, this was mainly led by the Secretary General of the UN and by Turkey. And we had done our bit, including at Bali, to be supportive of that and to address some specific concerns which at that time were still open. Another issue which had come up was regarding the safety of the nuclear power plant in Zaporizhzhia. So that too has been a subject where we have tried to do whatever is within our capabilities to create more stability. And I will be meeting Mr. Grossi tomorrow at IAEA headquarters. So the point which I want to make is, yes, I think there is today very strong global sentiment for ending this conflict, for getting back to negotiations. As I said, a large part of the developing world is feeling very, very painfully the escalation of prices of fuel, food and fertilizer. So we articulate that sentiment, but also as today G20 president, I think we have a responsibility of trying to channel and capture global views in this regard and see how we can take that forward in a positive direction.